Hi, this is Don Debelak. You've reached video number 5 in our You Have a Product series. It's about networking. Now, almost all of these video series have a section on networking. That's because I consider networking so important, and I find that inventors just don't do any network in the way they should. I mean, basically, inventors operate at Lone Rangers, and when in reality, they need their Tontos. People in the industry are happy to help you if you can find the right ones. They know the industry. They know how to you get ahead. They know what you need to do next, and they're just an invaluable aid. Most inventors who succeed are jump started into their first few retail accounts or their first few sales through people in their network who already have established credibility. People don't know who you are. You don't have a history of success. People don't know how well you're funded. People don't know how well they can trust you, but they do know your contacts, your industry network, and those people they trust. And if those people trust you, they'll trust you. So again, don't be a lone ranger. You go out and get a Tonto. How do you build a network? Well, this is basically a table of contents for the rest of the videos. You want to locate people in the marketplace. You want to get some initial support from the network people. You want to develop a plan to get in contacts involved. So just meeting contacts, so you meet someone at a trade show. Well, you're going to call them up 2 years later and ask them for help getting a retail sale. Well, that's not going to work. You've got to kind of keep this person involved with your company all along. Have a contact with them every couple of months. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them where you stand. Keep that market momentum going. But you want to keep him involved so when you really do need him or her, your contact, they will come through. And then, of course, you want to develop a plan how you're going to get the most out of your contacts. So, locating people in the marketplace, part one is really about your local area. Your Chamber of Commerce, I know a lot of people don't like the Chamber of Commerce or think they can't help you, but there's accountants there, there's lawyers there, there's other business people there, there's manufacturers there. All these people have input that they can help you. Plus, they know other people in the town who could help you. So if you're talking about you have a product in this market or that, and you're talking to an accountant, he's probably knows almost every account that's in the town. He might not know them personally, but he knows who they are, and he can tell you, here's some companies you might want to go talk to. Local sales reps, these are people who have been in the business, 10 or 15 years, um, sometimes longer. They know a lot of people, they have a lot of contacts, they know how to get your product out there for a jump start. They know how to get it into a retail store. If you can get some of these local sales reps to be helping you, working on your board of advisors or feeding you information, you're going to find you're going to go a lot further, a lot faster. You have local retailers, you have local distributors, and you can just ask your customers. So all of these people are people, if they get to know you, and a lot of times you meet them at an industry association. If you have a state association like for your type of product, be sure to go there. You'll run into the people and you'll meet them. Now today I just talked to an inventor who has a shoe product, and I asked him, well, how many people in your company know the shoe industry? And he told me nobody did. So here he is taking a product out. He's spent already quite a bit of money. He's ready to go, but he doesn't have anyone giving him advice who has any experience in the market. Please don't let yourself be in that spot. You're going to find out you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to find a lot of resistance, and more than likely you're going to find out you won't succeed. You can also go into a little bit broader spectrum for locating people in the market. This is a more national trade show attendance. You can go to the trade shows. You can meet a lot of people. I just heard a story last week about a person who went to a trade show. He had tried to call someone up 10 times. Not once had that person returned his call. But at the trade show, he went to their hospitality suite. Uh, and he met the fellow, and now that fellow's become his biggest customer. So don't think that that face-to-face meeting where you just run into people at a trade show, that's just invaluable. You can meet people at their booths, especially when their booths are slow. People will be happy to talk to you. You can meet people at the lunch tables. Usually these trade shows have tables of like 10 or 15 that can hold 10 or 15 people spread around. If you just sit at the table for a couple hours during lunch when the booths are real busy, you'll meet a lot of people, and some of those people might be key contacts. Industry associations really works the same way. Get out to those meetings. The magazine articles can be helpful. These are the magazine articles that are in trade magazines that are, targeted at your industry. You can find those trade magazines if you just do a Google search for Gale Source of Publications. There's I believe the website is www.galegroup.com. Again, local companies can sometimes steer you to other people in the marketplace. You can also go down to your local Small Business Development Center, which is sponsored by the Small Business Administration, and they have people there who you can contact who can help set you up and help get you going with your idea. And ask your contacts if there's other contacts they know that might be good for you. Sometimes they don't give them to you right away till they kind of feel you out. So don't be afraid if they don't tell you the first time about some other contacts that they might not tell you the next time. So once you kind of meet people and you have a few minutes with them, you should give them a little initial product presentation talking about your unique benefits, just about a 10-minute presentation. Now, if you go back into our video series before you get started, presentation 3 there covers an investor package, for preliminary investments, about a 10-minute presentation. You really should go back and review that. You just want a short presentation that really gets your network context kind of up to speed. If you go on for a half hour, 45 minutes, they're not going to sit and listen. So keep it to 10 minutes. Highlight the key points of your idea and just have something to show the inventor that you can show them like right on your iPad. Very good to have these things all set up on your iPad so you can just pop it out and show people in just a few minutes. Don't try to put it on a PowerPoint where you have to pull it out and you have to plug it in and do all of that. Sometimes, once you meet them and talk to them, you can ask them if you could have an initial meeting with them where maybe you could pick their brains for about an hour and offer them $100 for their time. Now, most of your contacts who are like your product and are really interested will refuse the $100, but they like to see that you're showing good faith, that you value their time, and that you think they're important. If they continue to work with you over 7 times, you can tell them that you'll offer them stock options when you issue stock, and when you issue stock, you'll give them some options, at the value of the stock when it comes out. Again, some contacts really don't care. They're happy just to help you. Others, like sales reps or independent people in the marketplace, might be interested. Also, if you meet some other inventors, some of those inventors might be willing to talk about stock options, and they might be willing to work with you on setting up a partnership. Always listen to what people have to say. You don't just take to heart everything people says and do whatever everybody wants, because sometimes you're just going every which way. Kind of keep your vision, but if they point out to you key points where you've missed, be sure to take that into account and work on it. And always ask people what else you can do. What else can I do to do things that would help me get to the marketplace? So what you really want to do now is develop a plan to get your contacts more involved. So you're not really interested in working them 10 or 20 hours a week, but what you're interested in is really for them to getting attached to your company, kind of enrolled in your program, and kind of used to responding. So you have partnerships and contacts, hopefully in manufacturing, sales, partnership arrangements, funding. You've gotten some contacts that can help you in each and every one of these areas. Kind of make your little chart there about who will help with what. You don't want to be taking a manufacturing question to someone who's helping you raise money, because they really won't know the answer. Try to restrict the questions you ask your contact to the people, to their really area of expertise. And I like to set up a little initial plan. I'm going to meet with somebody every 2 months. I'm going to have some kind of data of my up-to-date. I'm going to tell you what's happening, and I'm just going to kind of ask your input for these points. Now, if it comes at 2 months and you really don't need their input, call them up anyway. Keep them enrolled. Tell them the decisions you've made and let them review those decisions and tell you if they think those were a good decision or not. It's very important to have that plan and the appropriate plan for each level. And don't be afraid to say, look, is there anything you could do to help me with this execution? Sometimes they'll be willing to do a lot more than you think, and you don't want to turn them away if they are, because these are the people that can really help you streamline yourself right into the marketplace. Now, if you want to get the most out of your contacts, it's really important to understand what their interest is. Now, what this means is you might have one of your contacts, they just love helping inventors. Others would like to get started with a little startup and they want to help you along with the hope that maybe that they could get a job for you once you get going. Others, may think that your product line would really fit into their product line, and they might be thinking you might be a good private label product, or they thinking you might be um, somebody who they could kind of have a joint marketing alliance and use the same salespeople. There's hundreds of reasons, and it really pays to kind of ask people, just what are you hoping to get out of this arrangement? What are you looking for, or why are you so interested? And let them tell you so that you can then gear your conversations and reinforce what they want to do. You want to use them as much as they're willing to be used, but tell them that, hey, if I'm getting too pushy or asking you to help too much, just tell me and I'll back off. And but you don't want to back them off every month, and you say, is it okay if I just contact you every other month? And usually they'll say fine. So if you can set up periodic meetings, that's really great. You always contact them though on a key decision in their area of expertise, and keep them informed. Keep asking them for any ideas, and just kind of keep your whole idea is to get them into a habit of helping you out when you need help. And you only get them into a habit if you start asking them on a periodic basis what they can do to really help you out. Now, these are critical moments when you really want to make sure that you have your industry helpers helping you. For engineering, when you finalize your design, when you decide on what kind of prototypes you're going to make, when you're looking at certifications that you may or may not get, when you're deciding how to frame your specifications so that you can be sure that the manufacturer is going to give you the products you want. All of these are key times when you want your engineering networking contacts to get involved. And as I mentioned in some of the other videos, if you go to this is another SBA program, Small Business Administration. It's SCORE. It's www.score.org. They have every state has quite a few different SCORE groups who are happy to help an inventor, and often they have manufacturing expertise. So if you can't find the manufacturing contact, which you don't always run into trade show, be sure to go to SCORE. At the very least, SCORE can help direct you to some people who might be able to help you. When you're going to manufacturing agreements, again, you have specifications, quality requirements, inspections, your reject policy. All of these are areas where the inventor can really end up getting screwed. So you want those agreements to really be favorable to you, and you're going to really need, if you've never done one before, you really need to work with either a SCORE contact or a manufacturing network contact to work that out. Marketing, here you have your sales reps. Here you might have inventors who have founded another company. Here you might have a marketing person for a small company or a marketing person for a large company who really knows a lot about all the issues you're going to face in introducing your product, whether it be packaging, pricing, what trade shows to go, what kind of promotional programs to do. Sales, there's also a lot of things you're looking at your contacts for, especially who should your key targets be, because a key target's not necessarily the biggest company in the market, but it's a company that you can support, but it's also companies that are open to inventors. One of the things you're going to find is some companies make it very hard for a small one-product company to really get into their door and start selling. Other companies are much more flexible and willing to do business with you. So you really want your network to kind of advise you on which companies are really open to it, and also what companies that your contacts really have a good relationship where they can really find out how to push you forward and get you into that company. Also, if you want to have alliances, and this would be like, so you're a one product company, you have a lot to gain by hooking up in a marketing alliance with three complementary products so that you have the sales reps can make more money off your alliance. You can have booths at trade shows and nobody pays as much money. You can make joint presentations to companies, and here you're going to have your product look a lot stronger than you would if you're just a one company. Of course, your sales rep programs, your incentive programs, you really want to know what the industry is doing and how to structure those programs so that they're good for you and good for the reps. You're also probably going to need a financing contact unless you've got all your financing lined up. Generally, it's sort of one of the strange things about it. You're supposed to raise money, but you're not allowed to advertise that you want to raise money. Only on crowdfunding are you actually allowed to put out something that you're looking for money, but then you also have a lot of regulations. So generally the way people kind of walk through this morass, which is kind of strange, is there's people in every marketplace who are kind of finders. So what they do is they find a company that's looking for money, then they take that to their friends. So this way they're not going out and marketing or promoting it, but they just go around to their friends who happen to be 40 to 50 people who are willing to invest as an angel investor in companies and kind of line you up. So you really need to meet these kind of contacts, and you meet these at entrepreneur clubs that your town has. Go be sure to make, when you're talking to your SBDC people, ask them about what kind of entrepreneur clubs or different clubs they have that help small companies raise money. Minnesota used to have a company or a organization called the Collaborative. They used to have big trade shows every year, and all the inventors can line up, make speeches to the investors, have booths, and really try to promote their product. It was a great organization. Unfortunately, in 2009, it went under with the recession, but now there's a new organization back called Minnesota Innovates. Well, it's hard for you to really keep track of this, but you might see their names in the business journal, but really your SBDC will know who all those people are, and you want to keep in touch with them so that you can kind of know who to access in your town. The other thing that SBDC can really help you with is usually there's in the legal associations or maybe the state funds that there's programs that offer low-cost legal help. And you may need that legal help to set up stock transfers, sell stock, and even just to do your manufacturing agreements. So be sure when you're talking to the SBDC, check if anyone in the state has a program where they provide low-cost legal assistance to new entrepreneurs.